this weekend. Just 4 races remain in the 2008 championship. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Robbie Buell. This is a natural terrain road course, a little over 2.2 miles in length. So, Robbie, what are the challenges for the driver here?
Well, it is a challenging track, but this is a very technical racetrack. And to be fast lap after lap here, the drivers really have to be up on the wheel. But what I mean by technical is you have a turn-in point, an apex point, a track point. These drivers have to hit those marks lap after lap consistently, and physically got to stay up on the wheel.
Let's find out who's on the pole for our first race. Here's Mike King.
With our pole sitter and second in Firestone Indy Light Series Championship points, RAPHAEL MATOS. RAPHAEL, the pole important, obviously, you pick up a bonus point. So now you only trail Richard Antonucci by 14 points. Your strategy for this race?
Yeah, definitely getting the pole position was the most important thing for us. This track is such a difficult track to pass. So, you know, we pretty much running the same downforce level. Myself, Frank, and I believe Antonucci. So just try to keep my nose clean on the start and, you know, try to have a consistent race, be good in the restarts, and try to bring the AFS Andretti green car back to the victory lane again.
That's RAPHAEL MATOS.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup here at the top of your screen as we ask Robbie for the keys to this race.
Yeah, what a fantastic circuit here in Mid-Ohio. But key one is lap 1 survival. And that key is not mine. That's what our pole sitter, RAPHAEL MATOS, he said. I said, what's the key to this thing? He's like, I need to survive lap 1, getting through that potential cluster as they all break and get into turn 4 and the S's there. From there, the next key is focus, doing the same thing lap after lap, hitting your marks, being precise with the car. Don't lose focus. From there is opportunity. Opportunity to capitalize on the guys making mistakes in front of you. Opportunity on restarts after they bunch everybody up.
We have had 2 doubleheader weekends this year in the Firestone Indy Light Series, and the first race in both of those doubleheader weekends have been run by RAPHAEL MATOS, and Antonucci has won the second race of our doubleheader weekends. The green flag comes out on the backstretch, and there it is, and a nice jump from the pole sitter, RAPHAEL MATOS, as they head up now through the S's.
Well, they were spread out when they crossed the start-finish line, and all that is a good thing because hopefully it gets everybody sorted out through here because that is a key to this race. Survival up there we just had. We definitely got a little damage there on the 6 car, the right front.
The 6 is, of course, Daniel Harrington. It's a 24 on Wade Cunningham.
Tough. Here we go. Let's watch it come. Look to the inside of our screen there. See the contact right there.
Oh, yeah.
So Harrington was on the inside and just kind of bumped that wheel of our past champion here, Wade.
Dyke still trying to get the position from Johnny Reed. Johnny had his best starting position of his career in 3rd position, but he did lose a couple of positions here in the first 2 laps. Here's Mike on pit lane.
Yeah, you know, kind of an interesting situation with Johnny Reed. This is his 5th start in the Firestone Indy Light Series. The team owner, David Hunt, this is the Integra Motorsports team that does this in cooperation with Chip Ganassi Racing. They had very high hopes, Bob, at the start of this race. They just missed, starting on the front row by 100th of a second as Frank Pereira and the Guthrie racing car got them. But I'm sure right now they're a little bit upset that that car is going backwards. They thought they had a car with Johnny Reed that could go to the front here.
Back at Mid-Ohio's sports car course for the Firestone Indy Lights. The first of 2 races here at this facility this weekend. RAPHAEL MATOS from the pole position has the lead. He right now has a 2.5-second lead on second place Frank Pereira. There is Frank. He started in 2nd position, and Frank is driving for Guthrie Racing. Let's get more on that from Mike King.
Well, of course, Jim Guthrie, former IndyCar Series driver and race winner. And now, Jim, you are overseeing and orchestrating a 4-car team. 2nd front row start for Frank Pereira in the last 4 Firestone Indy Lights events. Are you, though, going to have a yellow and hope for a good restart in order to catch RAPHAEL MATOS out there?
I don't know. I think Frank's holding back. He's just got this sense about him. He just likes to drive the car just like he's on a cruise. And at the last minute, he pulls off a quick lap like he did in practice, both at the Glen and here. So I think he's just holding back. I don't think he's showing his hand yet.
How about your other 3 cars today? How are they performing?
Sean and Logan are nose to tail. Pecorari had an engine issue and misfire and it quit. But the ISOD Guthrie team's doing good today.
Okay, so Jim Guthrie, he thinks that his driver, Frank Pereira, Bob, has something for RAPHAEL MATOS. It's just a matter of when he pushes the button.
The winner in the most recent Firestone Indy Lights race has not had a particularly good weekend. She started back in 19th position. Oh, and there is the 15 car of Battistini going around. Dylan Battistini, who's won 3 races this year in the series, gets back on course at the top of your screen, and there's a whole gaggle of cars, including Andretti.
Yeah, and that's because that was just a local yellow. These guys are still racing. When we see them all battling to get into the keyhole there, it's just a local yellow for where that spin was in turn 1 with Battistini. And here it is, coming down into turn 4. Big brake zone. Gomez is by. CYNDIE's looking back down inside. Guthrie's poking his nose in.
CYNDIE Allemann in the 18. Sean Guthrie, and now we jump on board with Anna Beatrice.
Great little section of the racetrack. Again, all twisty turns. That's where it's so difficult to pass. There's really nowhere to pull along and inside somebody. If you do get inside somebody, your competitors call you dive bomb me. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get it done. And your odds of taking each other out are definitely there. And I remember I'm saying it now.
Logan Gomez is off course.
But Jeff, getting back to Jeff, he just said the car wasn't getting down the straightaways fast enough. So don't know what happened to Logan. It looked as though he just pulled over there. So obviously maybe some type of problem with the race car.
Logan was running in 12th position. Here it is. Yeah, he's just slow and decides to apparently pull off the course.
Yeah, I know there's been some drivers and teams lately that have been having some problems with some input shafts. So maybe something, that could be just a recurring problem there. So frustrating for a driver when this is race 1 or race 2, and where you finish here is how you're going to start race 2.
And Mid-Ohio, RAPHAEL MATOS continues to lead, still with about a 3.5-second lead on Frank Pereira. This is definitely the best battle on the racetrack. It is Davison, Simmons, and Lyondike. They've been going at it for several laps now. And Lyondike did have the 7th position, but lost it to Simmons right here.
And there they're coming up on slower traffic. Brent Sherman, a little contact between him and Davison, and Ari's just kind of stuck out here on the outside. Lost out on that deal. Nothing you can do. Just be thankful he's running. I mean, that was Battistini. I said, sure, Battistini, thank you.
Yep, and Battistini is not having a good race. He's back in 17th. Less than 3 laps to go. Damage on the left front wing of Davison.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big issue. I mean, all that is just the wing plate. The actual main plane that's generating downforce there is still effective. Obviously, if it breaks off more and the air will spill off the side of that wing, then it's an issue. But you can see on the back section of this racetrack, the slower, twisty stuff, Simmons has been all over it. But he's been all over him all day. Simmons just can't get down the straightaway.
And this is the transfer spot, Robbie. Now, if you finish in 7th on back, you know where you're going to start in race number 2. But right now, Davison is in 6th, and depending upon how the draw goes in victory lane, it could be that he'll start on the pole.
He's got that opportunity. He could stay right where he is, but he's got that option. I don't necessarily.
Very important that Simmons passes him is what the point is.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's what they're thinking about right now. I think Davidson's going, I need to hold on and keep him behind me regardless of where that pill draw goes. And there he is. He's looking downside. He just can't get up. Jeff just can't get up alongside him close enough to make a good, clean pass.
Again, RAPHAEL MATOS clear out in front by over 3.5 seconds now. We continue to watch this battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Don't turn 1. That's a big move, and he got it done. Wow. He had a great run off of the carousel and got that pass. And Ari wants to take advantage of it, but Davison has the inside as they're going into the keyhole here.
Wheel through there. Who's going to emerge? It is Davison.
Yeah. But now Ari just says, hey, let me get on his tail and hopefully draft him and get inside him as they go into turn 4 at the end of this. He's not close enough now. Yeah, Rafa's done a good job just bringing it home now. He's been solid. His toughest thing here is that I just want to get through turn 1, lap 1 and turn 1, and if I know if I can do that, I can run away. And he was, in qualifying, he was a half a second quicker than Pereira. Yep. So, fast car, fast driver.
RAPHAEL MATOS looking for his 3rd win of 2008 and his 5th career victory. He's just a couple of corners away from doing so. There's turn 8. Here is turn number 9. Up over the hill, down the hill, and headed for turn number 10.
Yeah, that's a nice deal for the Andretti Green guys. Gary Peterson with AFS. They put out nice race cars, well prepared.
Matos moves into the carousel. Off the final corner, the checkered flag waves. RAPHAEL Matos has won race number 1 here at Mid-Ohio, and he has taken the points lead. There's Gary Peterson.
And really a pretty quiet race. Back after Matos, Pereira in third, Antonucci in third. Antonucci in third, Reed in fourth, Hildebrand in fifth.
There are the top 5 at the top of your screen. Finishing in 6th position was Simmons. Davison was 7th. Lyondike was 8th. Andrew Prindiville was 9th. And Pablo Donoso finished in 10th position. Let's get down to Mike King in the Firestone victory lane.
So here he is, the driver that dominated race number 1 here at Mid-Ohio, as RAPHAEL Matos is out of the 27 car. Let's extend our congratulations to him. Boy, you talk about domination, Rafa. That is it. You led every lap, and well, tell us about it.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried before the start about the downforce level we're starting, but we made the right call. The car was great. You know, I lost a little bit of time in traffic when I caught Mark Olson, I believe. But, you know, everything went well, and I just got to thank the whole crew, AFS, Andretti Green. We'll see. We may be leading this championship
by 3.
We already are.
Yes,
that's good. You see. So I'm very happy. This is what we had to do. We accomplished today, and now just keep our heads, you know, in the place and try to achieve the championship, which is the main goal.
Okay, Roger. But before we head to the podium ceremony, Roger Bailey, the executive director of the Firestone Indy Light Series, will put the chips into the bag, and 0 through 8, the number that can be drawn, and we'll see if nothing will be inverted or if up to 8 drivers will be inverted for the start of race number 2 here at Mid-Ohio. Rafa, what number you got there? 4. So RAPHAEL Matos will go to the outside of row number 2. That means that Johnny Reed will start on pole here for race number 2 at Mid-Ohio. Bob? Johnny
Reed will be on pole position, and Richard Antonucci will be on the outside. Stay with us. We'll be back for race number 2 here at Mid-Ohio in just a moment. Mid-Ohio sports car course, and a nice crowd gathers for race number 2 for the Firestone Indy Light Series. And we've had some rain in the area and more rain possibly on the way. But here's the big news from the morning warm-up.
Here we go. Down into turn 4. You got Rafa looking down the inside of Antonucci. Number 1 and 2 in points. A little bit of contact. Rafa doesn't get up alongside Antonucci enough. So probably not a good move. But either way, a morning warm-up, 10-minute warm-up, you just want to make sure the gearbox is good to have contact like that, and you see the reaction from the drivers. Hey, what are you thinking?
So Mike King, repairs to the cars, or will they have to go to backups?
Well, you know, Kim Green from Andretti Green AFS Racing said it was a bit of a thrash for his guys to get RAPHAEL Matos' car ready, but he will retain his starting spot 4th on the outside of row 2. Antonucci will stay on the front row. Here's what both of them had to say about the incident.
I'm just going to put it down to a foolish moment from both of us. You know, both Rafa and I spoke about it after. We have a lot of respect for each other. We're fighting right now for the championship.
Just a stupid incident, you know, very unfortunate that happened. I think both of us, we feel the same way. I should have been trying to pass him. He shouldn't let me by. So very unfortunate. You know, we're both fighting for the championship. That's racing, happens sometimes. Hopefully we learn from that.
Well, as you can see, we have had quite a rain shower. The track is very, very wet. The starting lineup for this second race is at the top of your screen. They're on the rain tires, but Robbie, what else would you do to a car to accommodate this wet racetrack?
Well, there's a lot of things you'd like to do to the car, and we saw these guys did have times. You want to get in there and you want to soften the car. You don't have as much load being transferred in dry conditions, so you want to put on softer springs. You disconnect the sway bar so the cars are really rolling around. But from the driver's standpoint, you're looking for grip. You want to be able to see and have a clear clear vision, which is going to be tough, but you want to search for grip. Where is grip? Experiment lap after lap, corner after corner.
Last time these cars ran in the rain was at Watkins Glen in 2006. Bobby Wilson won that race. You can see that visibility is going to be a significant factor, and Antonucci dropped way back.
There shouldn't have been a green flag. Antonucci was waiting back saying, oh, they won't throw the green, but they threw the green. Johnny Reed has advantage. He has, I mean, look at that miss back there. If you're back there in any way, you just can't see.
The race has been shortened to 40 minutes instead of 60 minutes. We're on board with Anna Beatrice, and there's a car off the track. Oh, and the 27 car.
Yeah, Rafa did that right as he came through turn 4. There's CYNDIE ALLEMANN spun there, but Rafa just coming through on the inside of turn 4. I saw the rear of his car come around. I mean, look at that. You get onto the grass. So here, watch this. Coming through. There's Rafa on the inside. He's on the inside of that corner. He's putting the power down. Boom, around he comes. The normal racing line here, it gets polished and gets oil on it, and it is like ice. You think you're squeezing the throttle on, and the car comes around. We also had the 24 car there. That's Wade going off.
Yep.
You know, he's got experience. I mean,
and
it is so slick, so slick.
Oh, and Anna Beatrice up there in the green and white car, she's losing spots. On her onboard camera, you can tell how very, very poor the visibility is.
Yeah, hopefully we'll stay with her. Now, here they come out on the front straightaway. Look at the rooster tails in front of her. She can't see anything. So you have to look for references to the right and left. If you're looking ahead, you can't see. You got to go off for references, right or left. Ooh, a little contact.
Logan Gomez gets bumped from behind by Mark Olson.
Kept it still running. That's a good sign.
Full course caution is coming out for Arie Luyendyk Jr. And we are off to a very, very wet start here at Mid-Ohio. Looks like that Luyendyk is going to be able to get that car refired and back in the race. But this should be a very interesting second race here at Mid-Ohio for the Firestone Indy Lights. We're headed for the green flag, and here we go. Johnny Reed continues to lead. Antonucci back to second place, despite the fact that he lost a few spots at the drop of the green flag. Pereira's third, then Simmons, Donoso, and Davison, and Bobby Wilson is off course.
That's turn 1, and I saw he was running up on the high side there, and another spinner. That looks like Andrew Prendeville, maybe?
I believe it's Hildebrand.
Hildebrand, it is Hildebrand, exactly, the team car's there. But you saw where Bobby, he was running high, and then 2 wheels went off, and as soon as you get 2 wheels on that grass, you can't control anything. But he's back underway right there on our screen.
And the 55 of Pereira is off course. He was running in third position.
Now, see, I'm really surprised that Johnny Reed, he's braking in the normal line. I would think he would get off that line to have better braking. And Donoso's gone by since. Those team cars right there.
Yep.
So,
and there goes James Davison off course. He was running 5th. Boy, you get in this sand under normal conditions, and it's tough to get going again, let alone the rain that we have had is going to make it even tougher. Johnny Reed with only about a car length advantage on Antonucci. Now, MATOS, he got off course, remember, in the first lap. He has dropped way back to 15th spot, and as a result, Antonucci is back at the moment in the points lead and chasing Johnny Reed.
Yeah, and Antonucci, look at him running the rims. He's running a high shot there, looking for grip on the racetrack. Get anywhere you can off the normal racing line. And he is definitely faster than Johnny Reed right now. Whoa! You see where he slid? That's a normal racing line. That's why the car is so slick. But it looks like Richard's definitely quicker. But the problem is, stuck behind there, he can't see anything. Little four-wheeling there by Bobby Wilson. Got off somewhere else, but didn't have any car damage.
First and second right here running together, then a huge 4-second gap back to Simmons, who's running in the 3rd spot. Well, Johnny Reed, by virtue of the pill draw after the first race yesterday, started on the pole, and man, what an advantage that was. And there goes Simmons, not only off course, but he is into the tire barrier. Rather significant contact, and this, I would imagine, would bring out another full course caution, and it looks like that Harrington is off track also in the number 6 car.
Yeah, they are going to go full course yellow, and even where Simmons was up there in the keyhole, they got to get that car out of there.
Here's another look at what happened to Jeff Simmons.
Coming into the keyhole, under braking, just didn't get the car slowed down enough, getting in there, searching for that grip, hoping it's there. Well, there wasn't enough.
Here it is from another angle. Oh, this was a separate incident. That's the 54 of Pecorari going off course, and there is Harrington spinning almost into the tire barrier.
Turn one, and just, you know, there's very little grip out here. Whoa, there's some sliding around.
That's Matos again.
Matos again. You saw he got up on the red and white apex bumpers there, and that's, whoa.
My goodness.
There's where the four-wheeling was with Bobby Wilson, but you get, and on any of the painted stripes out here, then it's ice times 10.
Going green once again after the Jeff Simmons incident, and oh, we got a spin. That's Anna Beatrice right at the start line.
She's still continuing on.
Yep. Down into the keyhole once again. Now watch Antonucci on the left trying to get to the inside. Cannot. That's Donoso back there in third. Fourth place is Mitch Cunningham, and Laurie Lyondike Jr. is off the course again. His teammate Rafael Matos is out of the race.
Yeah, a little suspension problem. Rafael got with somebody else, so he's parked it and has got out of the car. Rhythm section, and
Antonucci's off course.
Wow. But he's going to be able to rejoin here as long as he can keep it going the right direction. So
going to lose a couple of positions.
Donoso back to, what, fourth is it there? Yep. Back to fourth spot. Whew.
Well, Rafa Matos came into this event leading the Firestone Indy Lights Championship standings by 3 points. But Rafa, very tough one out there in the wet.
Yeah, very difficult out there. I couldn't see anything in the start. I lost a couple of spots because I just couldn't see anything, and you know, I spun out and I got hit by Bobby Wilson and broke the rear suspension, and that was it for us.
So Rafa Matos now will watch the monitor here and see how Richard Antonucci finishes out this day, as Antonucci is poised to take over the championship lead.
And who else do we have off course now? That is Pereira, and there was a car also to the left.
Yeah. And we're hearing that it's Battistini, that so somewhere either those guys got together and they split the track. Both went off on either side. Don't know where that is. We'll figure that out here in a little bit.
And now look who's running in second position. There is Lyondike once again. Mitch Cunningham is running in second spot. Now, Pereira's car is now off the racetrack, and we get set to go back to racing once again with a little more than 11.5 minutes left to go in this race. Green flag is out. Johnny Reed with a little bit of a wiggle coming off the final corner, but he is the leader, and Mitch Cunningham running in second spot. That's Antonucci third, Donoso is fourth, and Gomez is in fifth position. Now the Firestone lap leaders, well, not much to show you. Johnny Reed has led all 13 laps to this point.
And he is one guy that is absolutely taking advantage of the inversion of the top four from race 1 to race 2 by him being on the pole here and taking the lead from the get-go and not having to worry about mist and rain up in his face. He's leading it right now. Good job.
Antonucci goes to the inside of Mitch Cunningham in an effort to take second position, and will he or won't he? They go through the corner side by side, and Antonucci spins.
And just what happened there is you saw that Mitch ran around the high side out of the normal racing line. Antonucci had to go through more of the normal racing line that gets polished, oil drops on it, and he couldn't put any power down. He tried to put the power on and spun. He was up alongside him and braking, but couldn't carry the speed through the corner. And Mark Olson has gotten off there in the gravel pit. I don't know where that was, if it will bring out a full course or not.
It was in turn number 4.
Whew, look at that. Just, you know, it's like eggshells. I mean, you can't describe how slick. I mean, with what we've seen, you get an idea that, yeah, it's pretty darn slick out there, but it just is, you just driving on eggshells. Be so smooth with all your inputs.
And with a little less than 10 minutes to go, the caution comes out again, a full course caution once again. We'll take a break and be back with more from Mid-Ohio. Second race of the Firestone Indy Light Series here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Just a little more than 5 minutes to go. Johnny Reed takes the green flag and continues to lead this race which has been interesting to say the least with the wet conditions. Let's get down to Mike King, who's standing by with a very anxious pit crew.
Yeah, this Integra crew, this is only the 8th start overall in the series for Integra Ganassi Racing Motorsports. And they're on pins and needles down here, guys. They have not been able to talk to Johnny Reed for the last 15 or 20 laps, with the exception of the front straight. They've got him for about 400 yards, and that's it. So they are really sweating this one out here at the end.
Well, there's still a long way to go, and Mitch Cunningham is right on his rear wing. He may be challenging for the lead here. Cunningham takes the lead.
And that's off the back straightaway into turn 4. Did a good job, got up alongside him. And the thing that's happening right now in the last 4 minutes of this race is the track is changing corner by corner, lap by lap as it dries out.
Age from Auckland, New Zealand, and is the younger brother of the 2005 Firestone Indy Lights champion Wade Cunningham, as Brent Sherman once again goes off course. This is only his 6th race in the series. But Johnny Reed is going to try to get it back in the carousel. Is he going to do it?
Oh, no, close.
Man. With 3.5 minutes remaining, Mitch Cunningham retains the lead. Back at Mid-Ohio, and the white flag comes out, not for Mitch Cunningham, but for Johnny Reed. Mitch Cunningham lost it in turn number 1 last lap and relinquished the lead. There is Cunningham's car on the right of your screen up against the tire barrier. And there's a full course caution, so this one is going to end under caution with Johnny Reed taking the victory.
Wow, a lot happened there in those last lap and a half. And part of what it is the track kept drying, and guys just challenging each corner. And obviously, Mitch got to the lead. He said, I'm going to challenge corner 1 a little bit more. Probably got out on that the yellow curving, little slick, and ended up on the inside of the track. That's a tough way to walk back.
There's Mitch with helmet off and Hans device in hand, walking back to the pit area. Doesn't have much of a walk, but he had victory in hand and let it slip away. So the entire, here is the replay.
Yeah, no, so he didn't get up on the curbing. He just, just tried to carry a little too much speed, thinking the track was drier than it was. Remember, these guys are on Firestone rain tires, and as the track dries up, these tires start to go away. Now we have another incident.
Yeah, here's the one that has put out the full course caution.
Wow, Antonucci went around the high side there. Everybody was stacking up, then came back across the track, made contact with Gomez. Woo.
And Robbie Pecorari also was involved in that incident. So that is the one that has brought out the full course caution, and the one that means that there will be no dash to the checkered flag. There's Pecorari. And there's Antonucci. That's Davidson, who's going to finish in the 2nd position. The black and white number 11 car. Quite a race. Oh, wait a minute.
Why did he come in the pits?
Wait a minute. He's come in the pits. And Davison is going to win the race. Davison is going to win the race.
What just happened?
Johnny Reed came in thinking the race was over.
Yeah, right there, that car right there, Davison, he crossed the finish line prior to Reed. Maybe if Reed would have come in the pits faster, would have tripped.
I can't believe it.
I don't know.
What a weird race this was from beginning to end. Johnny Reed was in the lead, coming off the final corner, came into the pits instead of staying on track and taking the checkered flag, and James Davison is going to win. There's Logan Gomez and Richard Antonucci. Look at this.
Yeah, they're
pushing and shoving there.
So here we go. We're coming through the carousel. We're under yellow. Remember, we're under yellow right now. Davison branches off. There he goes. Wait a minute.
Unbelievable.
There goes Johnny Reed slowly down pit road, and there is the start-finish line that we just saw.
Wes. Reed jumps out of the car. What an unbelievable race. Let's go to Mike King in our Firestone victory lane.
James Davison is out of the car. I grab a little water in the face. You told me before the start of this one that you'd won a couple of races in the wet. That's the strangest finish I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, poor Johnny, he didn't understand, but I was coming very fast. I was very strong under brakes into turn 3 at the end of the straight. And I was just, I was yelling on the radio, I just wish it didn't go full course caution 20 seconds earlier. But I tell you, if that's God's luck on my side after the season I've had, I'll take it. I just want to thank my team so much. You know, things are starting to turn around. We've got a pole, we've led races, and we've got a victory. I can't believe it. I'm just so happy. I want to thank everyone, my dad, everyone who's got me here.
That's James Davison, and that is career win #1, guys. What a way to get it.
I took the white flag, and I should have taken a checkered. There's nothing more to say about it, really, but you know, my radio wasn't working, so I was struggling the whole race with the restarts and everything to know. It was done more by hand signals, so I think a bit of water got on the radio and it just upset us a bit, but there are no excuses for that. You know, it's a learning curve for me. I'm still learning the American racing scene and the way they do things.
Well, take a look at the results. Davison wins. Wade Cunningham apparently finishes in 2nd position. Then Donoso, ALLEMANN, Anna Beatrice finishes 5th, and Hildebrand, Guthrie, Prendeville, Reed, and Sherman. After a wild doubleheader weekend at Mid-Ohio, here are the current point standings. Only 1 point separates 1st and 2nd.